We're also seeing as more and more organizations go global that there's more of a need to translate learning content into other languages and also create customized content for other parts of the world. Tell us how e-learning is helping with that, TJ.
I'm going to be very brief on this because it's not an issue for us, although we are a global company, and there may be some self-interest in that. You know, so you mentioned SAT and GRE, but the tests that are largest tests for us are Test of English as a Foreign Language and Test of English for International Communication. So we have noticed that we really don't need to translate because the people who want to work for us are people who are going to be conversant in English there. I think it's more the cultural translation there to understand the cultural aspects of what you're doing, things that may be interpreted differently. So language isn't as much of a problem as it is culture. So we deal with that. And of course, we want everybody to learn English because they're going to have to take our tests. So.
You know, we don't really have a problem with that, but I would just piggyback on what you're saying. I think the challenge is taking a training and teaching people how to apply the training and practice the training. You know, especially some of this stuff is so principle based that it's like, you know, you build relationships and do this with your client, and they walk away going, okay, how? Like, I don't even know where to start. You know, so we take a lot of time doing application. Say, how do we apply this principle? Let's think of 5-6 ways to apply this principle. So they really walk away. I'd rather teach 3 principles in 3 hours and teach them how to use it than try to cram in 12 principles and say, wow, we had a great day. We taught them all this stuff. You didn't teach them anything. You just dumped information on them. So it's really the translation to putting it in someone's lives that they're willing to practice this for the next 365 days to make it a habit. And that's our challenge is not the training. It's how do you get people to make it a habit so that they become successful. So that's the application, the transfer of application.
Yeah, I'm slightly ashamed to say that everything I've ever done at any company has been very English-centric. And I don't think that's fair to the other markets. I don't think it's good, but it comes back to like resources. How do you do it? I've never done it well. We just had a meeting yesterday about BuzzFeed Japan and about this exact thing. And we've been able to work with people in Japan to translate some of the things that we've done. Our sales manifesto in the US, we got translated into Japanese through somebody that works at BuzzFeed, and that was quite an endeavor for them. But it was very different, and we found that a lot of the things that we talk about in the US don't even translate in Japanese. And so we have to really think about that. If you want to be a global brand as a learning team, you have to always think about that. And get ahead of that before it comes back to you, because I don't think it's fair. And we're working now to get local resources in Japan to help create some of these Japanese like e-learnings and other curriculum because we just don't have that all in-house. And I think it's just a much more diverse way of thinking about your team.